Hey everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a different video. I'm creating a mixed media landscape in my sketchbook, and this is the drawing I use as my reference. I made this on location 2 weeks ago using markers and colored pencils and I think a few Neocolors. And today I'm using watercolors, colored pencils, and I think only one or two Neocolors. I wanted to keep it simple. So in case you are starting out and you want to get ideas for your sketchbook, I hope this is helpful. The sketchbook I'm using now is the Canson Graduate Sketchbook. I really like the paper in it. It takes a little bit more media than the Royal Talents that I use more often or regularly in my work. But in the Canson Graduate, I can also work with my distress inks to create some backgrounds, and yeah, it just is a little bit thicker. I'm not sure if this is the drawing sketchbook or the mixed media sketchbook. They are both quite similar, just the drawing is a little bit thinner. When I'm working in my sketchbook with watercolors, I don't use them. I think like a lot of other people would use them. If you would say I'm painting with watercolors in a sketchbook, I use them more like gouache, and I use them with a water brush, a brush that has the water already in it. Just because I really like how the colors lay down, the texture I get, and I'm also used to it because when I sketch on location, I always have these water brushes with me instead of a normal watercolor brush, and I just prefer it. Um, I think I get a thicker paint with it, as I said, more like gouache paint. Yeah, and I really prefer the texture and also the way of working. It's very playful, and I sometimes really feel like a child smushing down color on a page, no matter what the outcome is, or um, no matter if it's realistic or not. That's not important for me. I really want to capture the when I make a landscape, I really want to capture the feeling and the mood it has. Um, yeah, and I really like to work with bold colors, and I don't want to think too much about the technique I'm using. I just want to have a play. I really like drawing from sketches instead of photos because I think the drawing then becomes more loose because you don't have the details to look at. You just have to imagine what is there, or what you can see, or what you did see once you have been on location and made the first drawing. And also on location, it's so much different to draw a landscape in real life instead of from photos. It's much more difficult to draw landscapes from photos, I feel, um, because it gets often very stiff compared to when I draw on location. It's maybe harder to see where the things are going, where the lines are, if something goes up or downwards. It might be a bit more difficult, but that helps that the drawing stays looser. And that's why I, for landscapes, really love to draw on location or make some sketches on location, some quick ones, just for the composition and for the layout. And then at home, I would draw from these sketches because it just turns out different compared to drawing from a photo. Um, Once my watercolors are dry, I'm going on top with colored pencils. I wanted to keep it simple for today's spread. I usually use quite a lot of materials, just because I enjoy it so much. But as I said, I want to keep it simple. I picked my favorite pencils for today's sketch. So I picked only the tiny ones, not all of them, because I have a big box of tiny pencils already, but these are definitely my favorites. I think I have already more than just one or two of them laying around that are at this size. Um, my favorite pencils are not by any brand. Well, I would say my favorite brand of pencil is the Derwent Drawing. I think they are affordable. They are not cheap, but they are also not as pricey as a Luminance, and they are really nice. They are soft, they are opaque, and they have really nice colors. And if I could afford it, I would buy Luminance pencils because they are really nice. They are creamy. You can draw details with them quite easily, and they have a good coverage. I only buy my favorite colors from the Luminance range, and I also like other type of pencils. I really like the Faber-Castell pencils, either the Polychromos or the Albrecht Dürer. They are quite similar, just one of them are water soluble and the others aren't. And I think you can layer the Polychromos differently than the Albrecht Dürer pencils. Um, yeah, I have a few other brands in between that I tested, but I don't use them a lot. But I would grab any pencil and play with it. So Um, in case you were starting out, I would not start by buying new pencils. I would just start by using the materials you already have at home. Here I'm using a Neocolor to draw in the tree stems. Neocolors are perfect to add details over the top because they are opaque. You can add light over a dark area. That's quite nice. I use them a lot in my work, but mainly for the final layer, not so much for the start because it's really hard to work over the top of them. I'm not sure how many of these type of videos I am able to record during a month. We will see. Let me know if you like these videos and if you want to see more of them. I would also love to share some animal sketches because I really love drawing animals. And also, I really enjoy drawing imaginary still lifes. And I'm also a little bit excited about recording my process because I've never done this for my sketchbook. And I sometimes watch my old videos to inspire myself. And I really hope that this will be the same with these sketchbook spreads. There are a lot of spreads where when I flip through my sketchbooks, then I think, oh my God, I like it. And I have no idea how I was able to do this. And I think it's really interesting to be able to watch back what I have done in the future. So I'm a bit excited about doing it. Usually I draw a lot on the sofa in the evenings. Um, so there it's impossible to record the process. I also often draw on my windowsill because I made myself a cozy area in front of my big studio window. And I also often draw in the garden during summertime because it's just nice to sit outside. And then it's really hard to record the process. So I have to sit on my desk to make a proper video, I would say. So we will see how many I can do. If it can become a weekly video, we will see. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I added a few details with the colored pencils. Um, yeah, that's quite interesting towards the end of a drawing. I really like to add some details here and there. That gives the drawing a good finish, I would say. Makes it also more interesting if you add a few details. If it's just a fence, I'm adding some fences here. Um, I really like that in a landscape. But what's also nice, I didn't think about that when I was doing it, to add some tiny animals in, like cows, or horses. That's also quite nice for a landscape. And no matter if it was there in real life, you could draw things in. If you would like to see more of my sketchbook, you can have a look at my sketchbook Instagram. I separated it from my other mixed media work in the past because um, people didn't like to see the sketches in between, and that was just not good for the algorithm. And that's the reason why I just separated it in two accounts. But now I'm really happy about it because I can watch back what I have done during the past years and really see how I changed my style or how I yeah learned new things. And that's really nice that I have these accounts now separated. So I'm going to link that up in the description. I was not happy with the sky and added some blue colored pencil that is water soluble. And here I'm just toning it down and pushing it back a little with a ivory Neocolor, not Neocolor, Posca paint pen. These Posca pens, the beige one and the ivory one, are my most used pens, I would say. I use them in almost every painting they or drawing. they give a really nice texture, and you can mix them with water-soluble materials, which can be really interesting. Yeah, I'm coming to an end with this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It's different than usual. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we will see us next time. Bye.